Alright, this is the Legend of Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. You're seeing it here on the PS3. It's also available for basically everything else, including the Nintendo DS. This is the only version I played, however, I'm assuming the game's the same for the Wii, PS2, and 360, with the graphics being better on the PS3 and 360, and probably having some form of motion control on the Wii. Up to this point, the previous two Legend of Spyro games were developed by Chrome Studios, but this one is made by Étranges Libellules. Obviously something extremely French that I can't pronounce. And besides this game, I have absolutely no idea what other games they've made. Even though they have a French name that I can't pronounce because I'm not French, nor do I speak French, I commend them for making a surprisingly excellent game. As far as the Legend of Spyro series goes, I played the one that came before this, the Eternal Night, I believe, except I had it for the Wii. Played it for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and I never played it again. Ended up selling it for like $5 or something. So I saw that another Spyro game had come out, and being an extremely large fan of the Spyro series, I went out and bought it because I had some extra money laying around. Now, playing the other one before this, I was not expecting much from it, but I was extremely surprised. It's a pretty high-quality game. Since it is a trilogy, a continuous storyline over the past 3 games, I went into the third one having no idea what the storyline was. It starts out, Spyro, Cinder, and Sparks are trapped in Crystal, and they have been for a number of years. And they're kind of released, and they have a tether put on them, so they can't, they have to be together at all times. And Hunter, who's, I guess, supposed to be kind of the same guy from Spyro 2, comes along and saves them, breaks them out of this kind of temple thing they're in. And, so they leave there, and Hunter tells them they have to help the other dragons against the, I guess, the main enemy of the game, Malefor. Apparently, Cinder worked with Malefor in the previous games, but now she is on Spyro's side.
Look, dragons! Yes, we are saved! Woo! Ah! There's some dragons! We are all gonna die!
This creates an interesting co-op opportunity in the game. You could play 2 players or by yourself with the computer controlling Cinder. And in single player you can switch between the both of them because they each have different elemental attacks. Spyro has fire, earth, electricity, and ice, and Cinder has fear, poison, shadow, and wind. Also in single player, it's probably beneficial to be able to switch because both dragons have health points and magic points, I guess. The magic being for the elemental attacks and health for health, obviously. So if one's running low on either of those, it's a better idea to switch. The computer controls the other dragon, it doesn't lose health for some reason or use any of the elemental attacks. As far as the co-op goes, I'm starting to experience that with the Let's Play series. It's a pretty good idea, except the only thing is, it could be kind of confusing at times. It's not split screen. Both the dragons are on the same screen at the same time. And I guess that would be a good reason for them to be tethered together, so you have to be in the same general area at the same time. So far it's working really well. No complaints there. It's pretty interesting. Graphically, the game is a lot better than I would expect. There won't be much to it as far as the main characters go because they're just little dragons, I guess, but either way, they still look pretty phenomenal, as well as the other characters in the game. Basically everything except for the, I guess they're cheetahs, or some tiger thing. They look a little, unpolished. But as far as backgrounds go, everything looks phenomenal, especially in the, I don't know what you call it, I think it's Is it the Valley of Avalar? I know it has something to do with Avalar, because it was, remember it being the same thing as in, Spyro 2. But either way, everything looks phenomenal. You got water running, it looks great, and all the, you know, bright colors, high contrast, and all that stuff makes it look very vibrant and pretty. The music in the game is also pretty good. It goes along well with the environments and what exactly is going on. This is also the first Spyro game where you can fly at any time. Sometimes the wind and waterfalls play a factor in where you can fly, so it's not completely free, but you can fly at any time, not necessarily being able to reach where you think you might be able to reach, but it's flying nonetheless. Also, apparently there's real actors in the game doing the voice acting, so it does seem to be pretty well acted, professional sounding.
Is everyone alright?
No. Meadow is missing. He had gone upstream to search for herbs this morning and has not returned. We have to go find him.
No. It's too dangerous to mount a search now.
I'll go. I'll find your missing friend. Hunter can come with us.
As far as the gameplay goes, it's basically kind of like a platformer fused with some kind of fighting game. When you're not using the elemental attacks, it's basically just using combos of different physical attacks, I guess, which makes it feel a bit like a fighting game. Also, there's a lot of emphasis on fighting enemies. That's a lot of what you do, as well as exploring the large world and doing a little bit of platforming. As far as the fighting goes, there are two stats you have to watch: your health and magic, which can be replenished with the red and green crystals. Also, there are blue crystals, which increase your experience, which will let you kind of purchase or unlock different elemental attacks. Also, throughout the game, you find different armor for the dragons, which builds the resistance to attacks and different stat upgrades. Usually there's a good balance between fighting and platforming, but there's some parts where it's just all fighting all the time, and it's a little hectic at times. When you're playing single player and the computer is controlling the other dragon, sometimes it's pretty stupid. Like, it'll just stand there. Sometimes when you're in one part in particular, when you're trying to cross a bridge, just does not follow you, and you have to switch back and forth really quick to get them both across the bridge before the computer moves them somewhere else. Usually it's not that much of a problem, it's just some parts in particular that the computer has difficulty with. The only other problem I have with the game is the camera. It would be much better if it could be just behind the dragon you're controlling at all times. Sometimes it tries to get a little artsy or something and have the camera in one spot. All of a sudden it just changes directions randomly when you're in like a smaller room. And at other times you can't do a full 360 degree rotation of the camera. You can only move it just a little bit, which is slightly unnerving at times when you can't see where you're going at all, and you just have to guess randomly that there's another platform there you're jumping on, or just fly in a random direction to see what happens because you can't see where you're going. Overall, if you're a diehard Spyro fan or playing the game for the first time, I don't see a reason why you wouldn't like this game. Because in reality, it's not much like any of the previous Spyro games. And those being the last ones I played, I haven't really played any of the Legend series, like I said before. I enjoyed this game a lot. Let me try and butcher this again. So I commend Etranges Libelules for kind of reviving the series for the last one in the trilogy. Don't know what's going to happen next. Hopefully some other group will pick the game up and continue on some other direction, or continue where we are right now. Not having beaten the game yet, I don't know how it ends. So as far as that goes, I'm not quite sure. Alright, as usual, thanks for watching. more reviews to come, as well as the Let's Play of this game.